Well, hey, screen friends, it's your favorite home inspector, Brian. I am backing out of my driveway, heading to a home inspection in Logan, Utah. So this is our first long format home inspection video. And as I drive down the road with my dirty windshield. So, as I cruise down the road, going to what's called a pre-listing inspection. So some people doing a home inspection, so you have a home inspection, you're going to buy or sell your real property. You hire a professional, it should be a professional home inspector, to come through and check out everything, then tell you what's going on with the house so you can make a really informed and educated decision. Today we're doing what's called a pre-listing inspection, which means that this person wants to sell their home. And so they are hiring me to do the home inspection prior to their listing going live on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. So prior to going live, he's going to have me do this home inspection, and then they are going to be able to offer to potential buyers a home inspection. So instead of you being like, well, gosh, I want to offer on this house, but I don't know about this, that there's already going to be a home. You're going to go look at the home and say, gosh, I don't know what that is. And then you're going to say, oh, heck, there's a home inspection here. Let's look at that. You'll be able to dig through it, figure out what's going on, have a picture of, everything that's in there. And so then you can make your decision. So in theory, that's going to speed up your real estate transaction. Okay. In theory, it's not proven. I admit that, but it could work. It should work. So anyway, so that's a pre-listing inspection. I am going to go through part of the inspection process, you guys. I go through, I'm going to open and close every door, every window, every cupboard and drawer. I'm going to test every electrical outlet, every light fixture. I'm going to open up all the electrical panels. I'm going to run hot and cold water through the plumbing fixture, all the plumbing fixtures. I'm going to go through the entire house with an infrared camera, looking for signs of leaks. I'm going to do a full evaluation on the interior, the exterior. I'm going to get in the attic. I'm going to get in the crawl space if there is one. I'm going to walk on the roof. I'm going to put together a report that is going to be anywhere from 50 to 100 plus pages, depending on the square footage of the home, full of, 100 plus photographs documenting everything in the house. Now, some inspection companies, they offer you just like, okay, here's what's wrong with the house, right? And they go through and they give you a little 10, 15, 20 page report with a bunch of problems written on it. And that might be sufficient. The report that I'm trying to produce is going to keep us all out of a courtroom. And if we end up in a courtroom, it's going to win that court battle for us. And so we document everything. I've got a picture of almost every wall in the house, the appliances, every serial numbers, model numbers. I even take a picture of the furnace running so that I can prove that because I've had people, that's one of the things that, maybe is, as you talk about, as for other home inspectors out there, a lot of times I'll have someone say, well, did you even do what did you even run water through? Like, that's that's a question. People come into a home and they have something that starts leaking and they say, would you even turn the water on? Right? Which is supremely irritating. And there are a bunch of really hacky home inspectors out there that go through it, don't do much. There's a funny story. Julie is a mortgage, a marketer for a large mortgage broker here in Cache Valley. And she had a camera system in her home during a home inspection. And the old boy literally showed up with his Arby's lunch and sat at her island eating his lunch and watching a movie for an hour and a half. And then the buyers showed up and he went and met with them and talked to them at the table about something. She didn't have good audio, but she's got the video of this kid just talking to him. And, this is the wrong strategic. That's all right. We'll still get there. But then he talked to them for a few minutes. They left, and then he ran around the house taking pictures in all the rooms, and then left. So he didn't actually do a home inspection. He didn't test outlets. Like, I literally will go through and open and close every door, every window, every cupboard, every drawer. I will test every single accessible electrical outlet, every light fixture, with exception of, obviously, we're not allowed to touch or move people's stuff. Like, don't touch or move people's stuff in their house, man. That's a no-no. You hear all sorts of horror stories of people getting in trouble in houses because they were digging through people's closets or, sniffing underwear. Don't touch people's stuff, no matter what. So that's the safe bet. That's how you know you're not going to get in trouble, is if you just don't touch their stuff. Now I'm also learning, so part of why we're doing this is that there's a lot of people who come at you and they don't believe that you did stuff. And so if you take videos of you doing everything, well, then they're kind of just stuck and they can't argue with you anymore when you have a video of you doing what you said you did. So, yeah. Okay, pulling under this street, trying to find this house. Now, it's always a pre-listing adds a little bit of toughness because normally there's a for sale sign in front of the house. Okay, to none of these. Oh, there we go. There's some addresses. That's more good. Better. Well, cool. Here's our little house. You guys, we're going to do a home inspection on. This thing was built in, hang on, I can't read. Yeah. This was built in 2000. It's 1,800 square feet. Probably around 400,000 in Utah. 1,800 feet. I don't know what the price is. I can't quote it, but it'll be on the MLS soon. And you guys can check it out. But today you're going to go through it with me. I do think our buyers are there, our sellers. So that might change things. So when you do a pre-listing inspection, I generally have to tell them to stay out of the way. And so, yeah. Well, hey, back here sitting in front of this house, getting started. As I sit here looking at this house, I'm going to evaluate a lot of stuff from the ground and start filling out my report while I just sit here, right? Like I can see it's a flat lot. Drainage looks acceptable. The slope of the house, I can already tell you guys, grade around the house is a big deal. This one is level at best. I'm going to have to record. I can see that I got rain gutters. I can see the foundation. I bet you there's a foundation crack. There's always a foundation crack. I can't see into the foundation damp proofing from here. I can see the foundation skim coat. It looks like a nice finished lawn, so I'm going to document that. Few things, like I'm just going to assume that garden hose I'm looking at works. Of course, I'm going to go test it. You're going to see a video of that. The concrete driveway. Oh, it's got some spalling. Some of you guys who don't have a lot of freezing don't know what spalling is, but spalling is where the surface of the concrete cracks up a bit and leaves the exposed aggregate underneath. And it's unfortunate, but it does happen here in Utah quite a bit, actually. I can see a sprinkler head, so I'm just going to go ahead and guess that this thing has a sprinkler system, and we're going to look for it. I can see a fence. It looks like it's a vinyl fence, so we're just going to document that vinyl fence. The siding. From right here, I can already tell you that I've got metal soffit and fascia, a vinyl siding, and brick. So we're just going to document those. Metal, brick, acceptable. Can't see the sheathing. We're going to document that. There's some comments on my reports about paint, trim paint, eaves, overhangs, window screens. Like I can see, I got 2 screens right here, and those are only 2 windows with screens. So hopefully they are not missing a bunch, because we're going to have to get those documented. Right? I talk about caulking on the house, caulking the penetrations as they come in and out of the house, right? A lot of times you'll see the hose bib and there's no caulk around the hose bib. I'm going to document the front porch. It's concrete, right? I can see it's concrete. I can see it's got a light. I can see it's got an outlet. I can see it's got a doorbell just from sitting in my car. I can see the door. I can see it's got a screen door. When I get up there, I'm going to check the door hinges, the doorknob, the door lock. If there's a door stop, the weather stripping. I'm going to check the screen door. Does it have a closer? Does it latch? Like, there's all these little things. Well, what do you look at? People always ask. Like, everything. You do it when you grab that front door and you open it, you also tug on it, see if the hinges are loose or if there's damage to the door frame. There's a lot that goes into it. I can see the roof, you guys. I can see the roof from right here. Those are what's called a 3-tab shingle, and I'm going to take y'all up there. We're going to walk on it together so y'all get to see it. Okay? And it's called a gable with a cross gable on it. And this house built in 2000. I'm looking at this thing from the ground saying there's no way that's the original roof. There's got to be a replacement. It's in good shape. Right? 3-tab architectural. It looks like it's in good shape. I can't see the underlayment. Now I got a comment about exposed roofing nails. I'm going to go walk all over it and look for them. I can see a plumbing vent. I can see an attic vent. I can see roof metal is all installed. I'm going to look at it as I walk around. I can see I've got rain gutters. Oh, wait, I see missing rain gutters. So you know what? I'm going to go with a partial rain gutter comment on this guy. All right, add the rest of the gutters. We're going to go and pull that over to the summary so that the people get that message loud and clear. I can see my water heater and my furnace chimney, you guys. It's right there in the middle of the dang roof. So we'll just go ahead and fill that little portion out while I'm sitting here in the comfort of my car before I'm standing up there on the roof in 90-degree weather. The garage door, I can see the garage door from right here has got dents in it. So I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, the garage door's got some damage. And then I'm going to have to go and test the garage door. Hey, you know what? I'm going to make a guess, though, that the garage is unfinished. So that's a common one. They don't typically finish garages in Utah. They'll sheetrock them and fire tape them so you have a fire rating between your house. But a lot of people don't ever paint them or do a finished wall coating. And so I'm going to go out on a limb and just guess that that is done. See, right now I'm just documenting that garage door and its little dents. I'm going to assume that it's got a garage door opener. And I'm going to have to test it, of course. But I'm just going to guess that it has one. So like I said, you guys, I can see a lot of stuff about a house just sitting out here on the front yard. And so now we're going to go and meet our clients, James and Leslie. I'm not going to tell you their last names because that's rude and probably unethical, I would imagine. And away we go. Do a home inspection. Talk to a client. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. How are
Excellent.
you?
Good. You're the Hamiltons?
Yes.
Hey, I'm Brian, the home inspector. What was your name?
Leslie.
Leslie. Okay, I literally just looked at my paperwork and it took me that long to forget it. I'm so sorry. I was thinking about like 407 other things. Okay, I'm going to video the home inspection. Is that okay? I can blur everybody, whatever you... Oh my gosh, that is the most beautiful dog. Hello. Is she friendly? No.
It takes her a minute to warm up.
Okay, cool. We'll work on it. Hey, well, hi, baby. How are you? So cute.
It's okay.
So I had one of those significantly larger than she is. And they left him home in a bathroom, in a bathroom. And they didn't say, nobody said anything to me, right? It's this big old house. Well, unfortunately, his name was Tank, and he was sweet. But Tank was 100 pounds, that low to the ground, like a coffee table. And I didn't know. And I started to open the door.
Oh, no.
Dude, there was nothing on earth I could have done to stop that dog from getting him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to the point that I gave up and I put my hand on there and he just looked and just mowed me down like I wasn't even there. It was the funniest thing. And I thought I was going to die. I'm like, oh, great. I get mauled by a dog that's a foot tall. But no, he was just friendly as can be. And it was just one of those things I learned, man. You do not try to contain that animal. It does not want to be contained.
Everything will be okay. I promise.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys know Travis probably prepped you a little bit about what's going to go on with home inspection, right?
I'm sort of.
This is like the most invasive thing that ever happened to your home. I'm going to go through, open and close every door, every window, every cupboard drawer. I'm going to test every electrical outlet, every light fixture.
Okay.
I'm going to open up the electrical panels. I'm going to run hot and cold water through everything. I go through your whole house with an infrared camera, look at precise leaks. I'm going to get on the roof, the attic. I'm going to value the interior. Well, so this is kind of going to be like... The reason he's having you do the because you're selling. This is like, yeah. So now going forward, this is basically your seller's disclosures, right? Like this is your cover. And so what he's, and not saying that this happens a lot, but I mean, like basically my inspection report is going to keep as for any kind of a lawsuit ever. Like anytime somebody ever shows up, you'll just be like, oh yeah, see the report, and we had it. That's what we know about the house is right. Here's like an 80-page report with 100 pictures. That's our disclosures.
I've been filling out the one that Travis gave me to fill out. So yeah.
And you can also just put, and I mean, okay, I'm not the realtor, so you do need to talk to Travis and make sure that that's what he wants. But like, I believe that you're going to also put on there, hey, see inspection report.
Okay.
Because like that should cover you. That should absolve anything that we're going to.
Okay.
So know that I am going to be taking pictures and stuff of everything. Are you guys going to hang out? Are you guys going to take off?
Oh, we're going to be hanging out.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Okay, guys. Well, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started. That's actually one of my daughter's friends, so that's pretty funny. I didn't realize that I was going to record all that time. But you guys can just check it out.
I like birds.
This is kind of fun. This doesn't happen very often, you guys. See these little ripples right here on the siding? So this actually happens from sunlight reflecting off of a neighbor's window, believe it or not. So that's always kind of interesting when that stuff happens, and I find it and people ask what causes it. That is pure sun reflection. Just taking some pictures of the exterior, guys. Guys, I take these panel covers off because this way we can verify what kind of wiring has been done. And then I like to throw a picture of it in the electrical panel because, believe it or not, some electricians are willing to bid, like an estimate on repairing something just off of one of these photos and descriptions out of the inspection report. So now this is the one part, if you're going to try to inspect your own house, this electrical panel is probably one of the most dangerous places here. So just remember that. Well, if you're trying to get in there, don't zap yourself.
that's natural.
Okay, so as we stand here looking at stuff on the house, you always got to watch for landmines. So I see some Milton siding from a hot barbecue. That happens a lot to folks. See, I got no gutter up on top. I got no gutter right here. And you guys got an improvised patch up with that little device. So yeah, let me just sit here and document some of this stuff. I'll let you guys check this out a little bit as I go. I don't know if you can see this or not, but so this is my inspection software that we use, 3D home inspection software. Not without its problems, but a pretty solid program all in all. Grab a photograph of that back patio. The stairs are concrete. The lighting, I bet, works. I'm going to go turn it on. The GFI outlets, we're going to go test. The door is in good shape, and there's a screen door. I'm also just going to go ahead while I'm standing here and grab me a big old picture of the back of the house. Snap a picture of that. Got my metal, my vinyl. Those are all looking good. I'm going to go ahead and just take a picture from the ground of my missing rain gutter. Gutters, plural. Talk about getting those added. Put that on that summary. You guys can't really hear it, but there's an AC unit just chugging along. We're going to go stand by it, and it's probably going to destroy my audio. Were you shut off that whole time, or did you just, oh, you know what, that might have just reset. Do you know what kind of bees make milk? That was the question. Boobies. It's boobies. Hey, that's what kind of bees make milk. It's boobies. What?
It's funny.
It's a joke. Oh, look. There's a gas meter with its own little house. I'm going to take a couple pictures and just document this side of the house, guys. You guys probably see all this. You guys can see all this damage where the weed whacker is just beating the snot out of the vinyl siding. So you want to have a good 6, 8 inches between the ground and your vinyl, or any of your siding for that matter.
Take that. That is
Did you guys see that head? Dude, cool. It's like a soaker head of some sort.
What do you guys think is in this?
Just a sprinkler box. Hey, there's the backflow preventer. Let's take a picture of that, shall we? The backflow preventer is part of your sprinkler system. We're gonna have to work on that. That's how you get high in the middle of the day. Oh goodness. Gutters, see all these black wires? This is heat tape. So in Utah we have problems with ice damming and icicles. So you put heat tape up, electric heating wire. So it doesn't become an issue. They were mostly concerned about the roof, but like, yo, this roof ain't so bad. Okay, I was gonna switch to a 360 view, but it says I'll have to shut. Oh wait, these are a 3-tab or an architectural. I thought these were 3-tab shingles, you guys. These are full-on architecturals. But kinda. Things that I find a lot, you guys, is right here. If you guys can see these gray splotches, right? See how there's gray areas here, here, up here, across here. It's kind of these top 10 rows have those gray splotches, and then the rest of the roof looks pretty good. I got some gray here in the middle, and I got some gray right there. So that is granular loss, which is a super bummer, but it happens. Word. Here comes the garage door opener. Told you it had one. Told you it had one. This is the American garage. It's look like all things. Rum Spring on. That's where we found the water heater. And that doesn't have anything to do with Rum Spring. I just said that because it's a cool word. And it means good times had by all. Here's a sprinkler box over here. I'm going to check out. And there's my GFI outlet right there. Look to the freezer. So we're going to make sure we got that thing connected before we leave. So they use 40-gallon water heaters where you live, or are they all 50s? 2015. It's 40-gallon, 40,000 BTUs, has an earthquake strap, has a safety release valve, has an expansion tank that's still doing all right. Take a picture of that gas valve so they know where their gas valve is. All right, I believe that's all we got for today on the garage. Let's head in. Oh, I am going to document this damaged weather stripping. That stuff's super cheap and easy to fix, so no big deal there. Okay, I'm ready to come on in this time. Okay, tell me the dog's name again.
Mona.
Mona. Hi, Mona. Mona. How you doing, baby? Is it my hat? Do you want to sniff my hat? Not so much? Oh, put it back on. I got you.
Now
Yeah.
you're gonna kind of freak out a little bit.
She's okay. It's because I'm looking at her. I'll just ignore her again for a minute. How are we looking? Okay, so we're looking good, Leslie. So as I said, like I kind of told you before, I've gone through everything, open and closing every door, window, cupboard, drawer, testing outlets and light fixtures, getting on the roof, going through both attics, running water. You saw me with the infrared camera, combustible gas detector. I put together probably only like maybe a 70-page report, right? Probably 65, 70 pages with around 100 photographs.
Okay.
This house inspected really, really well. So the goofy little bumps on the roof, so they are in a perfectly straight line.
Mm-hmm.
And they are basically along where that load-bearing wall is.
Okay.
And so I got up in the attic a second time, because now I was like, that's kind of what I was like, I couldn't remember right where they were. That's why I was like, well, shoot. So I ran back out, checked them, then I stomped them just to see if it was just a high nail, and they don't give at all. They're solid. And so and then when I look in the roof, so you can see where they did the backing for the walls that are like these bearing walls, and you can see a couple of them where the 2x4 is up. And so like the fact that I could see one, and I'm guessing obviously because I mean I don't know out there, but I mean there's the one kind of in the middle, there's one further closer to that side, and there's one over on this side.
Okay.
There's three. And so those two, like I'm betting that I was seeing the one, because I'm sorry, if my backing is a 1/4 of an inch above my truss, then my plywood is going to be at least a 1/4 of an inch up. And then by the time I put roofing over that, that just gives me a weird spot.
Okay.
And if the roofers didn't, because I mean the roofing doesn't look bad, it doesn't look like they did a bad job. So I mean I could feel like if I was a roofer and there was this big thing, I would have done something with it. But if it's just a goofy lump, I'm just going to roof right over it. I mean like for real.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's kind of what I suspect is happening.
Okay.
Greg, one of the things that we can go step outside before I leave and we'll just peek at it, but there is, it looks to me like they've got a bad batch shingles, but one bunk. So there's like a strip where there's gray, and that's where the granules are falling off of those shingles, and then there's another little strip on the side of it on the garage roof. It's not bad enough, I think, that she needs to do anything. Maybe we just, because again, all southern facing roof slopes in Utah wear 30% faster minimum than all the other roof slopes. And so like we could just say, hey, it's a south facing slope, it's got some advanced wear. But it's not enough that like no roofer's going to do anything, no appraiser's going to call it out. It's still 15, 20 years on the roof.
FHA is good.
Oh, there's no way. I couldn't tell from the ground. I had to get on it and look at it. It just looks like a die-lot problem until you're on it, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's missing granules.
The reason I asked for FHA and VA's appraiser rules are a little stricter.
Okay.
And so on those loans, their inspector is going to look a little tighter on things like the roof. And so if the roof doesn't have so many years of life left in it, they could ask for a roof.
Mm-hmm. And they won't. This roof has got plenty of life in it. There's no way you would. And if they do, you just say no. Now they don't have rain gutters on the back half of the roof, and so gutters are a huge thing, but they're technically not part of the code. And so like, again, I want to see gutters, but I don't necessarily know that it's your dime. because you're leaving.
Mine now.
And there's no damage, so you know, it's one of those things. Like, what do you know? I can't really. So yeah, and I mean, furnace and stuff seemed like it was in good shape. AC seems like it's good shape.
It
Water
was
heater.
replaced in 2022, so it better
Right.
be in good shape.
Right, yeah, it better be in good shape.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I got those things. Yeah, so I mean, it's
Okay.
I mean, you don't have active plumbing leaks. You know, I mean, everything just kind of worked. She thought the fireplace didn't work, but it worked like a champion. It took me a second, but I got it.
Was it just bubble in the line, or
No, well, maybe. She just said they never even
We've
tried it.
never used it.
okay?
And so maybe it was that they didn't know the configuration to get it to go, but I got it. It took a second. It didn't want to
Yeah.
turn on. Like, it didn't want to turn on. I had to mess with it for 10 minutes maybe,
Perfect though.
if that. So yeah, so that worked out. So I mean, honestly, like, I feel like it's a great report. I feel like it's a good inspection. It inspected clean, inspected well.
Good.
Anything really in a walkthrough that we need to go through, or is
I mean, no, I mean, you've got so there's the little bit of damaged vinyl right here in this corner. Have you noticed that? So it's a reflection. So when it's 20 below zero outside and the sun hits your neighbor's house over there, it's reflecting a bit of light and it melted the siding right here.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's just what that is.
Okay.
And then you've got where your barbecue hit on the back of the house.
that was there when we bought the house.
Yeah, so you just, as long as you disclose it, I mean, it happens. Like, half of the houses in this neighborhood have that exact same thing. My first house had it. I did it. Now I don't. Now I'm better at that. But, you know. So those are kind of things which, again, you just, as long as you let them know, I think you're okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I think you guys have done a really, really good job keeping this house up. I think
Thank you.
it's a great, easy house to sell. I hope whoever comes just takes this report and is happy with it. I feel like there's no reason they shouldn't be.
nothing, no real reds?
No, zero. No, like I said, they replaced the major appliances. I mean, the water, none of them are original.
This, I don't want to call it rare, but usually a couple things get called out.
A lot more than I did on this one, yeah. Now, I did see a little evidence of like old evidence of mice in the attic.
Okay.
And so now it probably hasn't been since you were here. It was most likely when these were a new neighborhood, they all had kind of mice issues and then they kind of move out. And so, like, it might just be that you say, oh, hey, the inspector saw this, so you can either have a pest control company come out, or you could say, hey, I just got a bunch of bait blocks and threw them up in the attic. That's kind of what I would say I would do. If it was me, I would just be like, cool, I threw, here's my pictures here, I put bait blocks all over the attic. That's just mouse poison.
Yeah.
That's the little green, you break them, you just chuck them all over, so they're all over the place.
Okay.
Let's let the mice find them. Like, you'll see the trails through the insulation. Make sure there's one right there. So you'll see in the report.
Wait,
That's what I
this
took.
one or this one or both?
Just this one. I didn't notice it as much in this one, but I would still do the bait blocks. I would just do it and just tell, yeah. So disclose, say, hey, I didn't see evidence of mice. I saw the trails, and so you guys say, hey, there was trails in the insulation. We haven't never seen a mouse, but we went ahead and put poison out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
we
you
can
can
do that.
pass it to him, and then just throw your email on there, and I'll just get you a copy. So then, if he's not available, you're available.
That is a heavy.
Dude, I've had it for years though. Nobody will steal it. Everybody hands it back to me. Like, I can't keep any other pens around, but that sucker just people. Here's your pen. Like, hey, thank you.
I work at Smith's on 4th for.
I
Probably.
changed emails. It's CV with Greg, stands for Cash Valley.
That's kind of why I asked. Is that it's been a long time since I sent you an email, so and then that's your guys'
I
copy.
wish I was doing more work. It's been a little tough.
Yeah.